VeganEats, the vegan cooking show where I'll be breaking down vegan recipes so to make it simple for you to cook for you and your family. And I am your host, Alex Ramos. Today we're going to be starting with coconut bacon. Super simple, super easy, just really delicious, and you can put it on just about anything. So we'll start today with 5 cups of large shredded coconut flake. Just bring it into a bowl. After that, take 3 tablespoons coconut oil. I microwave my coconut oil first just to make it liquidy. Pour that in. 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. I like to get the organic 100% maple syrup. Get that in there. 1/4 of a cup of liquid aminos. You can find this at just about any grocery store. It tastes just like soy sauce, and you can use it as a substitute for soy sauce. 1 teaspoon of pepper. 1 teaspoon of salt. And lastly, so simple, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So once you have all that in there, just take your rubber spatula and you just go about mixing the coconut bacon in with all the ingredients that we added. And as you're doing this, you can actually have your oven preheating at 200 degrees. I know some recipes will go lower, some recipes will go higher. I like to keep it around 200 degrees and I just keep an eye on it. There's no exact time that you have to leave the coconut bacon in for. It's more or less just figuring out when it's done by just giving it a little taste test. And trust me, you're going to want to do a taste test with this one. Once we have our coconut bacon all mixed up, I take a large baking sheet. This is already non-stick, so I don't need any parchment paper. If you need parchment paper, put parchment paper. You might have to do this recipe a couple times before you realize exactly how you need to do this recipe. It took me about 3 or 4 times to really get it right, and it's amazing. And messing up, it even comes out great as well. So just play around with it, have fun. Cooking is supposed to be a fun experience. You can share it with people in your family, kids, wife, husband, whatever it may be. So once you have your coconut bacon on your cooking sheet, just spread it out nice and evenly. I like to do this and just kind of let it happen by itself. Make sure that it's evenly spread out throughout the bacon sheet. Once we have the coconut bacon all done and ready to go in the oven, just place that bad boy in. And now, it can take anywhere from about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour 15. Really all depends on like how moist the coconut is. So it just takes some time. Just constantly check with it. Every 10 minutes or so, just give it a check. I like to jump in there, grab my spatula, and mix it around a little bit just to help it to move about. Make sure that if any that are sticking together, maybe laying on top of each other, just make sure that they all get separated. Make sure that they all get some good even heat. So when it starts to get cooked and all good, you'll know because the coconut bacon starts to loosen up from each other. When it's wet, they all stick together, but when it's getting cooked, they start to move around a little looser, a little bit easier. So start to notice that as you're cooking your bacon that they're starting to move around a bit more. A little easier to spread. It's so good. I'm so ready. So again, giving a look at the bacon. Looking a lot better. You're starting to hear it. It sounds almost like chips moving on the board. Just giving it some love, moving it around a little bit. Make sure everything gets nice and dried up, not too moist. Got the dogs here playing, going crazy. While I'm doing this, Caitlin coming in for a little scoop of some bacon. It's so good. This is probably like her favorite thing that I make. So it must be almost ready if she's going in for seconds.
Hiya.
Once your coconut bacon is all done, set, ready to get out the oven, just pull her out. And then you can do so many fun things with it, which you'll see in later episodes. Thank you for joining me on VeganEats. See you next week.